Thank you for joining us. This is Health Your Own Way podcast, and I am your host, Mo Akins. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about masculine toxicity, more specifically gendered towards Black men, but men as a whole. And my guest is Chris. He's known as Staxxx Facts, a recording artist, an artist manager, a songwriter, and a public speaker. He's also the founder of Black Status Social Network, Black Status Mental Health Network. It's basically a space for Black people who can have a safe environment and discuss their mental health. And I think this is a conversation that really needs to happen because I know it's happening more now, Chris, but it needs more because of the culture taboo. So thank you very much for being part of this conversation with me, and anything you want to add to who you are to our audience.
Yeah. Also, you forgot well, you didn't forget, but I also have another collective called the Black Status Plant Network. That is, I'm a co-founder with my partner, Ja Gray. That's also a space for Black people that love plants. That's also geared to helping Black people and their mental health too. Dope.
I like that. I never thought about that because I don't think a lot of us don't focus on plants, except actually we don't focus on plants. I think we're all focused on just living life, but just having that kind of space and being one in the environment. That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, we just try to I think it's just been too long of Black people just on the go that we just try to implement things that make Black people take a minute for themselves, to stop, to laugh at themselves, to enjoy themselves, to love themselves, to take care of their mental health more, because we need it.
I agree with you. And I think, I've asked other guests before about what mental health means to them. Like to you, what does mental health mean to you?
Mental health is like, it's spring cleaning, basically.
I like that.
Spring cleaning of the mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the time we just get caught up with so many things, with work, with money, with family, with relationships, and all these things. And we just need spaces to empty it out, to vent, where we won't be judged or be condemned for anything. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it's just spring cleaning the mind. Just take care of yourself and just empty it out. It's like exercise in a way. You know what I'm saying? It's like the gym. You know what I'm saying? We focus so much on the out that we don't take time for the in.
I agree with you 100%. And I think I like what you said. I've never heard of it as spring cleaning, and I think it makes so much sense because we spend cleaning our house. We make sure it's clean and everything, right? We go into the little dirt extra. We focus on certain areas, but mentally, we may wear a nice pair of clothes and stuff like that, but we don't really go in deep in ourselves and do that cleaning and cleanse from some of the toxicity that we've experienced from our past and our current life.
My parents are Jamaican.
Okay.
And I know that every Saturday, once you hear Grace Stillers, once you hear Anita Baker, you know it's time to clean, right?
Aww.
So imagine if we put that emphasis on here. You know what I'm saying?
That.
Yeah.
And I think it's fair. So one of the things I really wanted to talk to you about, and for the guests and the audience that's watching us right now or even listening, is I want to have a kind of conversation about toxicity with masculinity, like mental health, and that I find that Black males or even men in general, but specifically Black males, they're viewed a certain way. We all have stereotypes, right?
Yeah.
And except this is how I see, but you can re-educate me if you want, Chris. I know I'm just saying, I can't be right. I can't be right. No. I think for me is I see that Black men are seen a certain way as aggressive, and they can't reflect their male side because it might be a little bit toxicity. That's my concept or my thought. But I think I'm really asking is, what does toxic masculinity mean to you when you hear it, when it refers to Black male or men in general?
Well, I know that being a black man, showing any type of vulnerability is weak.
Okay.
So we grow up, I talk about it all the time on my podcast, Speaking Out of Turn, that there's 3 S's that us as Black men fall victim to: surroundings, society, and social media.
Okay.
And from our young age, society, social media, and surroundings are telling us how to be, the blueprint, what we have to do, how we feel, how we can express feelings. We got to man up. You can't cry. You can't do this. You can't do this. and it's ingrained in us since from we're young,
Okay.
and beaten to us. So then we grow up into young men, and we've never had a positive outlet. And then on top of that, nobody ever forces us into, my nigga, you should go get therapy. My nigga, you should go seek counseling. Don't talk to anybody. Don't tell nobody your feelings. Don't tell nobody this. Don't tell nobody that. So what do? We hold it inside. We stay angry. And then it fucks us and our future all the time.
I get what you're saying. And I think when I'm listening to you talk, because I have my own brother, and then I've dealt with the male counterparts, and if looking back, I don't see a lot of outlet for male or black male per specific. I think the idea is that you're supposed to be strong, and even if you're strong, if you're not strong, you're considered weak. So people can take advantage of you, and because if you're constantly being if I lack a better term, not displayed a certain way. So like in TVs and in movies, black people are considered supposed to be the aggressive. I remember my brother saying to me how sometimes when he was in high school, if he wasn't a certain way, like, acting like he was tough, or, it was more like, okay, he's not cool. You know what I mean? He's not like, if he showed feelings, he was considered weak, and he was considered, like, lack of a better choice, a weak man. Like, so
Yeah.
I think when you say, explain just like toxic masculinity, it's more the fact that may not refer to that, but if a man wanted to basically reflect who he is as a person, like be aggressive, and then he's more considered feared. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's my favorite artist is Jay-Z, and he has a line where he says, "Once you tag a lame in the game, it's follow the leader." So that's basically saying, once somebody in the street tries you, you got to make an example out of that person, so everybody doesn't think that they can try you.
Okay.
So you got to show you're tough from the beginning. And that's how a lot of black men perceive themselves in every environment. We just feel like we have to put this front up, that we're this tough, so nobody ever tries our hand. And this is in, sorry, go ahead.
No, finish your sentence. I think for me, is like, but by doing that, because I know that by doing that, how does that affect the people that you decide to be in any form of relationship with?
It affects us huge, because think about, we don't ever give our whole self.
I can see that.
And in any relationship. So with partners, with family, we're just this big ball of toxicity that we won't get rid of. We're angry, we're short-tempered, we're sad, we're depressed. We don't even know what to do with the depression. We just lock up. Some of us lock up, some smoke, try to smoke it away. Some of us try to drink it away, whatever drug of choice they choose. And we just go down these dark paths instead of saying, man, maybe I should talk to somebody. And then on top of that, black men aren't, because of this, black men aren't good leaders. So because they don't know how to lead, they just lead everybody else that they touch into these fucked up predicaments and situations.
So I get what you're saying. I can agree with you that some lack the structure and the knowledge. Okay. I think we're not going to say all black men can't lead. Some can. The reason why I say this is because I was raised by my father. He raised three girls and one boy. My mom died when I was young. So he taught me a lot. But I think what I understand from you basically is that if you're not given the opportunity to heal as a person, and if you're not given the opportunity to be educated or have an outlet, how can you be good for other people if you can't heal yourself? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it's 100%. Because I'm not saying that all black men can't lead. We're leaders. But if you look at majority of the situations in black households, that ain't happening. A lot of us.
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. No. Please just say.
We're of course we're amazing leaders. I'm 36, turning 37 in June, and I never started stepping into a leadership position until I was maybe 33. And that's only because, and have I led before? Of course I've led things before. You know what I'm saying? I've led
I know what you
collectives
mean.
and
I know
artists
what
and
you
all
mean.
these sort
Yeah.
of things, but I didn't start becoming a community leader until I let go of certain toxic values and toxic ways. So I'm not saying that Black men aren't meant to lead. They are meant, I believe Black men are here to lead. But a lot of us are, and I say us because believe me, I used to be a nigga that
I know.
subscribed to toxic fuckery. But once I started to understand that, yo, my nigga, that's not the way it should be going. I never understood the value of women. I never understood
Okay, I get what you're saying. And I think, based on what I'm hearing, it could be also some of the causes that, some men have when they stay. The reason why I'm saying this is because we all understand, and I know it's a stereotype, but there's a lot of more Black males that don't take care of their kids, right? And I think a lot of them may have been raised from a single parent household, or they weren't given the structure and their mental health or stuff like that. And you hear a lot of women talking about how there's deadbeat men, this and this, but I'm wondering if women are not here to heal men, but I think it's more of maybe understanding some of the issues that, Black male have gone through. At the same time, I think there needs to be a space, and you have a space of Black men realizing that, I do have some internal issues that I may have to rectify, and I can't bring that and make it more of a generational issue on my child going forward. Is that fair?
I don't think Black women are here to heal Black men. Okay. By no means.
Okay.
100%. I think at this point, it's a Black men problem.
Okay.
And when I say that, I mean, I think it's time for Black men to start understanding what they've been through and not wanting it to continue for other people and generations to come, because it literally starts at that stop. Because me wanting to take care of my mental health, me not wanting to continue toxic behaviors, it started when I said this has to stop.
I like that. And let's turn it around. Let's turn on women. Okay, let's turn on women for a second. Okay,
let's do
it. I think the reason why I say this is, and I don't have personal experience, but I do hear stories about that some women can be very toxic towards men. Okay,
absolutely.
I'm not trying to bash men. This is trying to help. This is the conversation. Okay,
is it too early to drink?
No, it's not. So
let's drink to that.
But I think one of the reasons why I brought this up is just to have that conversation. Some men need to understand that there's toxic women out there. Okay, they need to let go of those women. I'm saying as a woman, I'm, really, Chris, raise your hand up.
Hallelujah, Jesus. Oh, glory. I feel the strength in here.
The reason why I say this is because I think, some men should be, men like you should be telling them, and then telling also women that, having, and I say this, and I really say it as somebody raised by a father, okay, you need if you have a father and he's willing to want to be part of your life, he needs to be part of your life 100%. Because the reason why I say this is that I compare the man to the type of man that my dad is, and that's a good man. Okay, I'm not talking about my dad hustled. Like, you raised 4 kids under 8 or 12, and he did it by himself. So there's men that want to be part of their kid's life. And I think the reason why I'm bringing this up again is for you to state that, what can you say to those men that are trying to be part of the kid's life and they're dealing with toxicity from the mother's child? How can, what kind of resources, how can they help them? And should they be pushing forward to trying to get more connection with their kids?
One, I think, again, back to the triple S's.
Okay, sir.
I think a lot of women, and I'm not bashing no women. It's not
bad. This is a candid conversation. There's no intent to be insulting to anybody. It's just really having real talk. That's really what it is.
So I think my problem with toxic women is the 3 S's. They got to let go of social media. They got to let go of surroundings, and they got to let go of their society, because that's majority of what is affected by how they treat people is usually that. And I'm not going to say that them getting fucked over by men is not a big part of it too.
Yes, I understand. It takes two. It takes two, but then let's stop. I always believe that you can have somebody affect you, but the way you respond and how you heal is really up to you. And the reason why I
Yeah,
say this is I remember listening to Will Smith podcast, and he said, "You're responsible for how you heal. You're responsible for how you respond to that. You need to take initiative. It's you can't expect someone to apologize. Like it's not. They may never apologize, but you need to take ownership of how you heal and how you move forward to be a healthy version of yourself going forward."
and I agree with Will, but my only problem with that is like that's rich nigga problems, right?
Oh my God, no,
So,
it's not.
no, wait, hold on. So that's rich nigga problem. So it's a different situation when like your only outlet is like social media and your friends, and you know what I'm saying. And yo, girl, you gotta cut that nigga tires. You know what I'm saying? Like Will Smith could go on a retreat to Acapulco tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different set of triple S's with them than us. You know what I'm saying?
No, because I'm not gonna go cut somebody's tires.
I'm not saying you will, but I'm just saying, like, you go on social media, and like everybody's just like, do this, and do this, and girl, do this, and you're like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm even a victim to it. You know what I'm saying? But that's why, even when we talk about resources, that's why we started Black Status Mental Health Network, because there has to be a community of people that feel like the norm is not it.
I like that because the
You
norm.
know,
Because the norm. Yeah, I know what you mean.
we wanted to do with Black Status Mental Health Network, Black Status Social Network, and Black Status Plat Network is to be the real nigga resource.
Okay.
And that's not for people that are super in the cloud, that they forget that a lot of people are at the bottom that are forgotten about.
Fair enough. I get
You know what
that.
I'm saying? And even men, because like a lot of men, they're just at the bottom, they're forgotten about, they don't know where to go. And we just wanted to be that for all people.
Okay. So what I understand basically is like if anybody's
All Black
dealing,
people, sorry.
it's fine. I think what I understand is basically if anybody's dealing with some form of toxicity, it doesn't have to be from the female aspects, could be from homes, family. You are creating a space that they can address that and find the right resources to assist them going forward. But going back to the whole Will Smith stuff, it's not rich people's problem. Okay, stop saying that. It's not. No. Let me explain why it's not rich people problem. I'll explain. I think it's. I'm by not far. I don't have rich Will Smith's money. But what I do get from that, and I'm gonna say to anybody who's watching, is that everybody's been hurt. You've been hurt. The way you respond is being hurt. That person will forget about you. Period. If they'll forget about you. You worrying about them. You being hurt. You waiting for them to apologize doesn't mean nothing. They may have already moved on 10 times, 10 different people before you. If you can't find the resource, if you don't want to find the resource, if you can't acknowledge the fact that, okay, you know, I have to find a way to let this go so I can move on and not be toxic to somebody else in my life. So you hold on to that. So that's what I got from Will Smith, that it's your responsibility to basically fix your life, be happy, move forward. You can't expect someone else to come and save you. So I don't think that's a rich person. I think it's your responsibility.
You know what? You're right. I'll give that to you, because I do agree that you can be hurt, but then you're gonna have to figure it out. Because I do completely agree that after a lot of people hurt you, them motherfuckers go about their life. Right after these motherfuckers hurt you, they'll go live their life and look back like, I don't even remember you. So yeah,
basically, like you're a blip in people's life. Like you don't want, if you were, I'm not sure where your relationship status, but you don't want some woman coming to you and having all this baggage, and she's holding on and then she's blaming you. Like that person then leaves an impact on you.
Right? Yeah, my baggage is right here.
Okay, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that person, you know what I mean? Like that person will leave an impact on that person, and it's a forever trauma in the society. So don't get me wrong, it's not easy. I say this because I had to heal from my last relationship as well.
So your last relationship was like was a rocky one?
It wasn't rocky.
How long did you get together?
My last one?
Yeah.
3 years.
Was it good?
We weren't the right fit.
You guys were unequally yoked?
Not yoked. I'm a different person than I am now, but I think it's more like it's like oil and water. Like we're all good. We're good people separately, but with the right different personalities. Like I'm good
Mm-hmm.
with it. You see what I mean? And when you come together with somebody else that has a different viewpoint, a different take in society, different take, it's like talking to a wall,
Okay. Yeah.
right? So because you're trying to, it's hard. And I look back and I'm not going to blame him alone. It's a two-way street. He could
I
have
like
been,
that.
yeah, I can't. There's certain things I got to, to certain things I knew what I was getting into. I chose
Mm-hmm.
to. So I got to take
You
some
look good.
perspective.
You
Yeah.
look. You look good.
It's not about the look itself. I think it's a general, um, what everybody has like their own, not moral state, but like their own blueprint. That's it.
Yeah.
Everybody has a blueprint. And your
Yeah.
blueprint's based on how you're raised and what your thought process and what your expectations are. If that blueprint doesn't meet somebody else, it's like there's no mismatch. And individually, we're good people to other people, but together, it's not the right fit. So
Right.
I say this because I had to heal, and the kind of person I'm with right now fits my blueprint, right? And granted, I want to knock the man sometimes, but I'm just
Woo!
saying, granted,
Woo!
but he gets me. And when you get someone that gets you, it's a lot easier. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
we just argued just now. Like just argued. But there's never times when I argue where I'm like, I want to be without her. I'm like, I actually like her.
Yeah.
So, I like her.
That's why I said with toxicity, and more even like I had to learn to heal. I remember reading a book called Critical Thinking, and I had to realize, okay, what is it that it's like, what is that person like? It's basically asking, what am I doing that I need to, what am I doing that's contributing to the issue? Or what is that person is trying to say to me that I'm not understanding? So I really had to stay a step back and realize, okay, not be aggressive or combative, but try to understand the situation to rectify it. And that's what I'm saying to people, that if you are dealing with, it's all mental health. I'm telling you, Chris, this whole podcast is giving me, like, I'm a different person. I've had to learn. So I think having that conversation, men staying back, or even just forget it, the whole society, really stopping and sticking back and saying, okay, you know what? Instead of being combative, what am I doing to contribute to the situation? What is that person trying to get? And if you're not the right blueprint, it's time to move on.
I think one of the things that you said that was super important is we have to, I think us as Black people, we have to start approaching every situation, every conversation, every interaction with the fact that mental health is everything. Everything. No matter what, like, we just have to approach everything, how important mental health is, on where people stand, how they stand about it. Like, it's just important shit.
How they relate to you, what do they understand, what to perceive, how they were raised. Like the way you say something can be taken the wrong way, and you have to understand how to communicate. It's all communication skills. But I'm telling you, Chris, I learned so much. And even when I sit down, I'm like, what the best line is, like, what is it that I can help you? What is it that I need to do to help you? Like, it's more like, looking at that person, like, how can I help them get to where I need to, or the vice versa.
One thing, when we started Black Status Social Network, we made sure it was a space for every single type of Black person.
Okay.
No matter their sexual orientation, no matter their financial standing, no matter their nothing. We make sure that if you're a sex worker, if you're trans, if you're gay, if you're bi, if you were a hoe, you had somewhere to
really. That's just sexually active. You could just say sexually active.
No, because we used to try to water it down.
Okay.
But there's literally people within the community that are like, hoe is life. I'm a hoe. This is what it is. I don't give a fuck. And that's what because we started to understand that we do a lot of things to appease people, but they're looking at us like, nigga, you don't have to do that. This is us, and this is who we want to be, and we're comfortable in that. And a lot of the time, mental health, their surroundings has, like, surrounding social media society has beaten them up, so they don't say these things out loud. But that's why.
People said, is life. Like, I can't even say that.
Because a lot of people.
Hoes not like people. Okay, hoes not like. Okay.
Well, we can't talk. See.
No. Hole is like, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm being a little ignorant, I think maybe it's a different terminology. I can accept, Chris, you not hear me? I can accept my faults. I think for me, no, I can't tell somebody your whole life.
No, you can't talk about it. But that's a Black community thing. We get into people's life and we tell them, nah, that's not. Okay. We're not allowed to tell. Just yesterday, I watched a interview with a doctor named Carl Hart. Okay. And he is an open drug user.
I'm listening.
And I'm from the street, and I've never heard somebody openly, black person openly say, I do drugs. That's not marijuana. And I'm watching the interview befuddled. But then he goes into his credentials.
I get, okay, you know what? That's fair. I can see that.
Go ahead. And the whole time I'm battling social media, surroundings, and society, watching this interview, like I'm judging this nigga, but I'm like, I could never hold a match to what he's done in life.
I get it. I think you're right. You know what? Everybody grows, and it's my own personal viewpoint that I can't say whole his life, but if somebody else feels like saying that, it's up to them. Fair enough. Yeah. I can do that. Yeah. Whole life. Whole life. I'm just saying.
Because we have to think about, because when a lot of times when Black people say things, what I think about it mental health wise is what it took for Black people to get to where they're at. How did, you know what I'm saying? Because like, especially when people call themselves whole, I'm like, as a Black person who's been beat up by that not even being something being able to be said, what got you to this point of bravery?
There's a history behind. Yeah, there's a history behind it.
There's a history behind it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and us as Black people, we got to take it a step further when it comes to our interactions with each other. Because even online, like if you look online to how quick we are with each other to respond, instead, like,
I know what you mean. Like you're more like attacking. You're not there to support. It's not them. I get what you're saying. I get it. Chris, I'm with you. I understand, Chris. I'm with you. And it is sad. Chris, I see your head. It is sad. It is sad. I think it's generation of like we're always competing with each other. We're always competing. And it took me a while to not feel like I was competing with others, because there's not like, in different industry and what you do end up competing with the other person. And then sometimes you don't really see the other, your other Black people. So it throws me off. Like I can go days without seeing Black people sometimes, unless it's in person. Well, right now, because it's COVID-19, but you know what I mean, right? Yeah. But I'm just saying it is unfortunate society. I think, I think we deviated a bit, but let's go back to the Black man.
No, but I think you think we deviated, but we're right on course.
Okay, like, good. I want to make sure. Okay, good. Because I wanted to stay true to this conversation. For me, the real point is I think a lot of Black male don't have enough support. And I can see that. And the reason why I say this is because there's so much, it does affect the community, the family structure, the society. When Black men is competing against, Black women, white men, all that stuff, right? And you've created this networks, and it's good to. I don't think it's well known. I haven't heard of it, and I'm having this conversation. Really, it's nice to educate myself. And I think if anybody wants to follow or support your journey or what you're doing, what's the best platform for them to reach out to you?
Instagram, Penn University.
Penn University.
My Instagram is Penn University. Well, that's, I'm a writer.
Okay.
So like I write music. So that's, my Instagram is Penn University. Black Status Social Network. Black Status Social Network. Black Status Plant Network. Black Status Mental Health Network. Speaking Out of Turn podcast. Big shout out to my brother Rich.
I appreciate you having this conversation. We are going to be adding your social media platforms on the podcast as well as tagging you. I guess the question then is, what's next for Chris?
Okay. taking Black Status Social Network to another level, of course.
Aww.
Yeah, because we're little.
No. You're not.
Hold on. We're little, but we're huge as fuck. We've done so many amazing things. Just so many amazing things from we've done amazing things from here to Philadelphia, from North Carolina to New York. We've done some amazing things. We don't even.
I wish you all the best success and respects to your podcast, your network. You know, we people in Toronto do need mental health help too as well. Just to let you know, Chris. So
no, I don't. You see, this is my problem. My problem is, I call it slow Ronto because I believe that we need mental health help, but it's time for Black men to stand up now and come on, let's go. The train is moving,
but none of them are moving as fast as you want to, or they should be moving.
And it's not even moving as fast. It's nigga, stand. You don't have to run alongside the train. Just stand up. Stand up.
I know what you mean. So acknowledge that you need mental health. I think that's it. Acknowledge it.
And stop being in love with being stuck.
I love that.
I'm not in love with being stuck. I'm a nigga from between church and the street. I was stuck. I only used to date light-skinned girls.
Okay.
Light-skinned girls, curly hair. I used to hang around in the street, hang around with men, take advice from men about women, and then wonder why my life is going the way it's going.
I get it, Chris.
Because I was in love. I had a love with being stuck, with going to the same places, doing the same things, seeing the same people, having the same conversations. And then I decided we have to disrupt the energy. This shit is over.
And the question is that a lot of people may not know they're stuck. They just think that's life. This is life. This is the best shit ever. Nobody knows that there's something better out there for them. So people are stuck and they don't know they're stuck.
I think some people, small number, but I think the rest of people have a love for comfort.
Yeah, I'll give you that. People are, nobody wants,
I'm comfortable right now, but I hate it. I hate being comfortable because I know I'm not gonna get to my next level without discomfort. Every amazing thing that has happened to me in life has been me uncomfortable. This conversation having with you, I was so uncomfortable before I got look. I was sweating because I'm like, okay, this is new. I'm uncomfortable, but I know, but this conversation was amazing. Yeah, so this conversation for me is amazing because to have somebody that doesn't understand my side of life, I don't understand your side of life, and we come together, we've disagreed on things, we've said, okay, I see where it comes from. You know what I'm saying? This is enlightening. But for us to make moves like this, we got to get into uncomfortable situations.
I've been in an uncomfortable situation too many times, and I'm okay with it because what you get out of it, you're right. It's a different thing. You grow as a person, you become the person that you should be, and you need that uncomfortable. Right now, this conversation was uncomfortable for me because I wanted it. You know, I seek knowledge, and I wanted to really have a conversation and have a platform to get your voices out there. I find it's not, or very limited, because I don't hear it. So I appreciate you having this conversation with me. Thank you. With that being said, we're glad to have you join us. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, share with anyone that needs to be empowered and inspired. And don't forget to join us next week for the next episode of Health Your Own Way podcast. Have a good day, you guys.